Well then, say hello to my new 2010 BMW E91 318D. So straight up then, this car has been wrote off before. It is a Category S and I believe it went through Copart. Now I'll talk a little bit about that later on, and I'll also talk a little bit about why I decided to buy this car as well. But first of all, let me show you around this thing. So probably wondering first and foremost how much I paid for this thing. I paid just £1,450, and that was this car delivered to me as well. So for those of you that know the BMW E91, this is a facelift version. It is only an SE, not an M Sport, but I highly doubt you're going to get an M Sport in this spec on an LCI for the price that I paid. But yeah, I'm more than happy with what I've got. I mean, it is definitely a little bit rough around the edges, a big dent there. You know, the wheels pretty scuffed up. It's got mismatched tyres all the way around, various scratches. The rear bumper is all flaking off. I mean, it can somewhat be brought back to life, but yeah, this has definitely been painted at some point, not professionally. I think it's pretty much the same for the front bumper as well. Yeah, very, very dull, and definitely hasn't had a good job on that. We'll show you inside. We do have 2 keys, which is nice. So then inside, usual SE spec. Do have leather seats though, which is nice. Pretty standard stuff at the back. Very dirty in here. Looks like it hasn't had a good clean in a while. Does smell quite a bit as well, but it should come up quite nice with a good deep interior clean. One of the main reasons that I decided to buy this car with this spec is it has CIC iDrive. Now I know probably what you're thinking, why are you bothered about the iDrive? It's like a 13-year-old car. But I absolutely love the CIC iDrive. I think it's, you know, still up to date with modern standards. It was very important for me to get CIC iDrive because the maps, they are still up to date with 2023, and I've mentioned before, but the maps on my phone are terrible. I cannot seem to get a signal almost anywhere. Probably should look into getting that swapped out. But yeah, the maps, they are going to be a massive plus in this car. I'll definitely be using them a hell of a lot. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons that I decided to buy this car in particular. Another big reason why I decided to buy this car in particular was the fact that the road tax is only I think it's just £35 a year, which I know probably you're thinking, oh, why did you get a 318D instead of a 320D or a 325D or a 330D? Basically, the plan for this car is to have it as a daily driver. I wanted it to be something very economical, something that I can put a bunch of miles on, and something that, you know, I don't really have to worry too much about. So the fact that it's a 318D, it's going to be amazing on fuel. It's going to be very cheap to tax and run and all the rest of it. Yeah, that's pretty much the reason that I decided to get this car. Now, you're probably wondering which engine this car has, so I think that's the next place we will go, into the engine bay. Ugh. Okay, so this engine bay is absolutely filthy. Probably never ever been cleaned, and this is probably pretty much what you'd expect for a 13-year-old car. That definitely needs to get sorted. Absolutely full of leaves in here. That'll end up blocking the drain, and then this will end up filling up with water. You can take out your ABS pump, and on this side you can end up taking out your ECU as well. So yeah, that's definitely something I need to get sorted out. I'll probably give the tyre engine bay a good clean up as well, but to be honest, can't see too many things wrong in here. Obviously I'll do a proper inspection. I'll probably do a separate video going over everything that is wrong with this car. We'll read all the fault codes and all the rest of it, but yeah, everything looks to be present in the engine bay. If you're wondering as well how many miles this engine has covered, 183,000 miles, I think. So quite high mileage, but previous owner did say it has had the timing chain kit replaced, the clutch, the flywheel, and you know, once you do the timing chain, you do a whole bunch of different gaskets, seals, and all the rest of it as well. So the engine, fingers crossed, should be healthy. Oh, I guess another reason for choosing the 318D as well is there is no swivel flaps, so none of that to worry about them falling down into the engine or having to replace the intake manifold. Yeah, the 318D and the 325D do not come with swivel flaps from factory. Now then, why did I choose to buy a E91 or the BMW 3 Series Touring as a daily driver? Well, I've mentioned a bunch of times now, a touring or an estate car is so handy when it comes to, you know, doing daily driver duties. As you can see, it's a, you know, big decent car, has a very large boot, especially once you drop the seats down. Very handy when it comes to collecting car parts, wheels, whatever else, you know, like I said, just doing general daily duties. This thing is definitely filthy though. I mean, just look at this boot area, see what the headliner's looking like. Not too bad, I've definitely seen worse. Oh, okay. That's something, it's ripped. Oh wow, it's even worse on this side. Yeah, I think this car was used as a bit of a workhorse. I think the previous owner said he just used it to put miles on to go up and down the motorway. I think it's done like something ridiculous like 80,000 miles in the past 3 years. So yeah, it's definitely seen some use. Let's see if we have our toolkit. No, nothing. No jack. No towing eye, no nothing. Okay, we're gonna have to get something sorted for that. But again, for the most part, this should clean up quite nice. So I'm not too concerned with the mess. I have noticed the boot seems a little bit stiff. See if the shocks have been replaced actually. They definitely have been replaced. I don't know which ones these are though. What brand even are these? This says lifetime warranty. Drome Dairy? What the hell? Never even heard of that. They don't seem the best though. I think I'll just put the genuine OEM ones on. They seem very stiff. Just after opening the driver's door again, I just noticed this seal here is all gone. Probably explains, or maybe explains, all this water sitting on here as well. Whether or not I'll look at replacing these door seals, I don't know yet. We'll have to see at a later date. But yeah, generally the condition of the car inside and out, not too bad. Like I said, I'm going to be using this as a bit of a workhorse just to put mileage on it. I'm not going to, you know, fuss too much about the bodywork. I'll probably just leave it as is, maybe tidy it up a little bit, but yeah, I'm just going to use this as a good daily driver. Not going to, you know, bother about throwing stuff in the back of it. I'm going to use this as the previous owner did, but of course look after it, fix some common problems and make sure it is well maintained. Now I guess we should talk about why this thing was wrote off. And yeah, as I mentioned, this was a category S write-off. So that is a Cat S is that means structural damage. So, you know, has this car rolled over? You know, has it been in a bad crash? I don't think so. The previous owner said it was just on one of the rear quarters. Now, I can't actually remember which one it was. If it was this one or this one. I think it was this side. I'm sure he did send me some photos how it was before and how it was in Copart. Yeah, it's definitely this one. You can see there is a little bit of filler in this rear quarter. It's cracked a little bit there, but yeah, I mean, it's been repaired. Has it been done that great? I mean, I don't know, but like, it's fine. It's not really going to affect how the car drives. As I mentioned, the rest of the bodywork, there's various scrapes and scratches, or the thing I've noticed here as well, pretty bad scratch. But yeah, I mean, in general, it's yeah, it's not really going to affect the car, and like, that's probably the main reason that this car was so cheap. So then, what do we think? How do we feel about having a BMW E91 318D Touring on the channel? Are we excited? Are we looking forward to seeing videos on this thing? Like I said, I'm not too sure exactly what I have planned for this thing yet. I mean, it's a daily driver for myself, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of content to come. Let me know your comments down below. Of course, I'm interested to reading what you have to say, and I am excited to get stuck into a new car. I mean, I have plenty of other projects on the go, but yeah, I'm excited to give this thing a good clean up, really delve into exactly what is wrong with it, and like I said, just put some mileage on the thing. In the next video, we are going to be going into everything that is wrong with this thing. I'm going to give it a good inspection. We're going to see if there's any leaks, any warning codes on the dash. We're going to give it a good scan with ISTA as well to see, you know, what kind of health all of the car's computers are in. But yeah, if you are looking forward to that, make sure you do stick around. I want to thank you all for watching. Please give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I'll see you all in that next one.